She travels the world playing the music that feeds people's soul. Also, she's an advocate and a world-class beauty and the host of her own talk show, In the Dollhouse with Lina. I am overjoyed to have my old school New York sister in the building. It's DJ Lina Bradford.
Thank you.
Honey.
I can't believe I'm here.
I'm so happy to see you.
I'm waiting for like a puff of smoke for me. Like, wait, this is really happening? Johnny, congratulations.
Thank
and Lady
you.
Couture, it's so nice to meet you. Shut up.
Oh, shut up. Lina, just such a delight. You've been, like, from the minute I moved to New York, you were my favorite DJ. I don't know if you remember the time that I hired you for this party that we did. It was
we did a lot.
I know it was the very first time before I threw parties in New York.
Okay.
And the producer of this one-man show that I was doing had hired you to come to this house and play. And it was the first time I had met you. And I remember you were starting your set. You were in the rock section of the set.
Okay.
I said, "Can you maybe play some R&B?" And you said, "I'm in the punk rock section. I'll get to that." I said, "Work, yes." Now that'd be a lesson to you children. Don't bother the damn DJ.
DJs are not jukeboxes.
They
I'm
are
just
not.
saying.
It was a very important lesson to learn very early
Most
on.
of the time, I think that people just get so overwhelmed and happy to be out that they don't think that this is also a job for us as well.
Yes, exactly.
And that we're creating and creating like a whole evening for you. And that, you know what? Sometimes you don't have to ask because you'll probably get it. And then even if you don't, it's nice to be schooled and not always hear the same thing all the time. You know?
Exactly.
We're not living in a gerbil cage, you know. It shouldn't be repetitive. It should always be a new experience.
Well, when you really do take people on a journey in your sets. Even when you played your very first set, was at a Club Life a long time ago?
God, yes, that's where I started.
It was like one of those sets where you were mixing Nine Inch Nails with R&B, with house.
Completely. I mean, I love music. You know, I'm a big classic rock chick. Led Zeppelin's my favorite band. And so, like, when the whole DJ thing came about, you know, I was acting and modeling and hosting parties beforehand.
Doing all of it.
And so my birthday was coming up, and it was the party that we were doing, what was it? It was on Sunday. It was called Boys Life.
Boys Life, yeah.
Boys Life. So it was a holiday weekend, and my birthday's in April, and it was Frankie Knuckles, Junior Vasquez, T-Pro, Carlos Petrus, Gant Johnson, I mean, all my brothers, people that I've been working with for so long.
Also the legendary,
exactly.
Justice League of DJs.
Totally,
exactly.
Justice League. And they're like, you know, Lina, I think it would be amazing if you started DJing. You're like such a great dancer and you know so much about music. And, you know, I love a Pepsi challenge, so I took the dare, and I did. And here we are, 20 years later.
20 years later, you can't be stopped. You're living on a plane. You're playing all around the world.
Listen, anytime I can bring people together, music has this way of just bringing us all together. You know, there's no mascara involved. People, they connect with music. And it's so, and also the way that you curate it, it brings us all together. It's so beautiful. There's no drama.
Yeah.
No drama. I love that.
Now, you've always connected with people, and you always have a great sense of style. You have a great sense of humor. I'm really glad to see now you have your own show, In the Dollhouse with Lina. How did that come about?
I always knew that I wanted to do a talk show. You know, playing with my girlfriends and pretending that, you know, the girls were, you know, having their own talk show.
Yeah.
I knew that I was going to somehow, at some point in my time, find the place, the energy to connect it and make a talk show with my Barbies. So I reached out to people that I'd worked with on movies back in the day, key grip, lighting, you know how, it takes a village.
It takes a village,
you know? So I reached out and they're all like, you know, Lina, whatever project you have, we'd love to be a part. And I was like, awesome. I then wrote 80 people on my list of people I wanted to interview. You were one.
Oh.
I remember, and I had reached out to you. You're like, I'm in Lavalle.
Yeah.
That's
because I was living here and I couldn't do it. Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm gonna get you.
Yes.
So we did one. We did one episode with my sister Lauren Foster, and then this is all in December, and then in January we shot 8 episodes in one day.
Wow, that's a lot.
And that was season 1.
Yeah. Wow. So, but now you're about to be in season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just now, this show just got picked up, so now they're going to show season 1 and then season 2. So I don't have to finance season 3, which is kind of great. And you know, honey, I did that all on my own. Like, for me, it was never about it just going anywhere. As an artist, if you give up your dreams, you die. So for me, I reached into my purse and I said, I have to do this. I wasn't about like, you know, getting it somewhere and having it being picked up. Or that was never the mindset. And the whole mindset of having people on the sofas, you know, I'm a very social person.
Yeah.
I love people. You know, only child, Aries, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I love people, and I just thought that this would be a really wonderful time for, again, me to find out where I'm at right now. Also, people who only know me from the island for the last 10 years. Of course, then the people who knew me 20 and 30 years beforehand, because I've lived so many lives, get to see this part of me, and then also see just my camaraderie and energy with the people that I have on the show.
That's fun. You've had so many different incarnations, which has been fun. I mean, like, people know you from the island as DJ Lina, people who know you as the talk show host, Lina, but you also had a very storied and legendary career as girl Lina the performer, honey.
I want to know where she went. She
I
was
mean,
fun. She was a good time girl.
She really knew how to kick it. She would always do songs about pussy. She always would rocking it, flipping it, kicking it, honey.
Can you say that?
Oh, yes, you can. This is not the pussy. Exactly. I mean, you had such an amazing career. You were in Wigstock. You were everywhere.
You know what's funny? It's like, you know, we had anyone before the internet, which is, it's so funny to me. It's like, it's not that old, the internet. You know what I mean? And it's like, as we become somewhat socially, I don't want to say the word that I want to say, but socially, what's the word I'm looking
Stunted?
for? That's a good one. We're going to use that one today. Stunted, that's, yes. Socially stunted. You have this way of just kind of disconnecting from people, where it's like, if we had those gadgets from back in the day, could you imagine? But the fact that we were still here, you know, I've been doing this gig for a long time, you know what I mean? And it's like, you don't do the homework. If you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole bunch of sisters out there and brothers who've been doing this grind for a minute that no one knows about. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we owned New York.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden, New York is now no longer New York.
No,
so
it is not.
It's owned by, you know, Bridge and Tunnel and people from other countries who come for one day and one time of the year, and we pay them, you know, but that's a whole other story.
It sure is.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I miss that connection. I miss that connection where we would all be out there on the street together doing it. That sister brotherhood. I find that there's a little bit of a disconnect with that nowadays.
Definitely.
Because everyone has had everything handed to them of this new generation. It's like, remember to be thankful and present in your moment, and look up, and you can meet your best friend or your girlfriend or, you know, whatever. Why do you have to get on an app to do it?
Yeah, I mean, the connections and the social life in New York for those 2000s and late 90s was something that really shaped my entire consciousness.
Completely.
Why this set looks so crazy.
That's right.
Why we're doing this. It's all because of the amazing influences that were coming at me from real life.
That's right.
Including your performances and music, honey.
They're good times.
A Manhattan-born girl, which is really something very different.
Well, you know, also too, in between seasons, I went into the archives, and everyone knows, like I said, you know, I like to curate things and, you know, remember memorabilia. So I kept, you know, everything, and I always had people taking photos and videos, because I'm all about memorabilia. Being an only child, that's all you have at the end of the day, right? So in between seasons, I started having my guy take the betas and the VHS and, you know, put it onto the YouTube station, so you could see these old school performances.
Oh, yes.
And I haven't seen them since they were actually done, you know, so.
Well, I just dived down a Lina hole the other night, honey.
you?
If you want to check out some legendary performances, go into In the Dollhouse with Lina. Your performances and skits you did with other people that were filmed on VHS, honey. You ever heard of it, children? It wasn't so easy before, but we made it happen. Lina, I'm so happy to see you, sweetie. You are just amazing, and I've always been one of my most favorite people in the world, and the most amazing DJ. So if you ever get a chance to hear Lina spin, only if you're in San Tropez or something, sweetie, then you got to do it.
But you know, I've slowed that down in the last 20 years. You know, like I have so many things that it is that I'm doing that some of it's behind the scenes, some of it's not. But I just, for me, I have to, and as an Aries, like I have to keep myself busy, and it also has to, like you said, I've had many different incarnations, but it's for me, it's about touching people and getting things done for people who can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, like the work that I do with GMHC or HMI or Sage, you know, and Colin Lord. You know, I mean, these are all things that growing up in Manhattan, I knew about. So being on boards and being able to work with these people, it's mind-blowing to me.
You've had a really rich experience, and you had a great growing up with parents who accepted you and were able to, you know, accept who you were and who you were growing into. So now you're able to support other young people going through that.
Amen to that.
And you just won an award from Callum Lord?
I did. My good friend Bevy Smith and Josh Wood presented the award to me. It was beautiful.
That is great. It's really beautiful to see that not only are you artistically flying high, sweetie, but you're helping all the kids, and we all
Thank
really
you,
love you
brother.
for that.
And I love you too, Cookie Puss.
Cookie Puss.
Oh my God, Cookie Puss, I'm sorry. So my parties that I'm going to be giving you guys here in Lavagier, that's what I call LA. So yes, I'm going to be doing 3 monthly parties for you guys.
No.
Yes.
Thank God where's my gagging fan? Lady Red, hit the gagging fan. I am gagging. All right, let's kick this party up a notch. We're going to bring back Candice out, and the two Sistrix, honey, are going to reminisce on the madness that was New York City for the last 20 years.
Oh my God, so much fun.
All right, see you in a minute.
Johnny, this is so much fun.
Yes, sweetie.
Hey Queen! Children, to see part 3 of this interview, click here. To see more Hey Queen fabulousness, click here. And don't forget to subscribe, bitch! Hey! Hey! Hey!